What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Connect 0007 podcast, where human connection is everything. And I am your host, Thaddeus Sims. And today's episode is connecting with others through giving. Now, quick announcement, the YouTube channel is up. So totally go to the website, connect777.com. That's KONNEKT 0007.com. And if you look on the tabs button, you'll see YouTube channel. It should just take you to the link to the first episode and the introduction. So it is out. And again, new episodes will be released every Monday. So just wanted to give you guys a quick announcement. Now, my fun fact, so I do not forget, it is, and I do begin, not only do Gintu penguins, I'm saying that so weird, penguins, not only do Gintu penguins mate for life, but they also spend time finding a pebble to give their mate in order to propose. And that just ties into the podcast. Just like, wow, you're finding something, a pebble to propose. And like, but this brings a question. I didn't think about this until now, but let's just say I was a Gintu penguin and I get this pebble. Like, if she lose it, does that mean it's over? Does she keep this? Is it in a special, what do penguins live in? Ice? Some part of, I don't know. Is it put up? Like, is this under your fin? I have questions because if I take my lifetime or some time to find this pebble and I propose to you and you just say, oh, okay, that's cute. And then you toss that wherever they live on a road, like, oh, thank you, we together. I don't know. I think I feel some type of way, but maybe that's just me being too human about it. But I don't know. I just feel if I got this pebble, God dang it, oh, you gonna keep it? I'm gonna ask you about it. But that's just me though. But I would like to say what sparked this topic was from a podcast that I had the privilege to guest speak on. And the name of the podcast is called The Zen Brothers. And it's created by Paul and Eric. And it's so awesome. Those two are amazing. They discuss all things Zen. And they combine like Eastern and Western philosophies. And they discuss them in their podcast. So they're like super awesome. You totally have to check them out on, I listened to them on iTunes. I'm pretty sure they're everywhere. They're like awesome. But you definitely got to check it out if you love things like the Zen, if you love things about just different philosophies. It is just awesome. And I just love their energy. Very calming. So totally check them out. Now, I want to share a bit of what I talked about in the podcast, and that's revolving around giving. So let me ask you. I just realized I got to pick on myself right now. I admit that I struggle with saying ask correctly. I am that person that says axe, AXE, and I know that's bad, but that's just how it flows for me. So, hey, can I ask you a question? And, most people, well, they don't tell me that they hear, but most people, to my knowledge, just probably don't hear that. But now that I'm telling the whole world, now you guys will probably just hear that out, like, or you probably might pick on me like, it is ask. And it's so hard for me. Like, I feel like when I say that, I'm using like all of my throat and parts of my upper chest just to say that. Like, hey, can I ask you a question? Versus, hey, can I ask you a question? I just feel like I'm using part of the throat and I'm good. I don't know how we're getting on throats and the word ask, but I just had to share that. That was a little fun fact about my dang self. So, hey, now you know, world. All right. So, okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When you think of giving, do you or did you think of just money as well? Because for me, growing up and just being around, my family, being around friends, and also just being around, different millionaires and billionaires and whatnot, very successful people, they always talked about giving. And it was always money related. And that's not a bad thing. That's just, hey, they have it. They did that. And so for a very long time, I'm pretty sure we've all heard, you give and you get. And some people, don't give to just get. But you've heard different sayings revolving around giving. And I want to say up until majority of my life, maybe the last 4 years or so, if that, no, I want to say, about 3 to 4 years, my perspective was completely changed on just this giving. And I just thought, when you give, it's money, you put some money in. You always heard give 10% of your check or 10% or whatever, donate, blah, 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 blah. And I would do this, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Majority of the time, I didn't have the money like that. Like, I really didn't. Like, it hurt me to just donate $20 at, one point in time. Like, whew, $20? Like, that is gas money. That is food. God dang it. That can last me to next week if I play my cards right. That's some part of groceries. Like, that kind of hurt me just to give $20 away. And then, everybody talking about when you give, you'll get back tenfold. And I'm just like, well, I wasn't good at math like that, but tenfold times 20, I'm going to need all of that, whatever that is, plus tax. Because a brother don't got it like that. I'm serving and I got bills to pay and I got hobbies to fulfill and satisfy, and them hobbies cost some money. You know what I mean? So I $20 helped, especially when it was a crisp 20. What? And you had a little ugly 20 in the wallet, so you couldn't just give them the wrinkle one, the one that was ripped, but it had a little piece of tape in the back. But you got that fresh one. But that kind of hurt. So for me, what changed my perspective, and I believe this will definitely help a lot of you all out as well, because this released me. I went to a conference. It was a business conference I went to years ago. I can't give you an exact date. Years ago. And there was a lady speaking, and her name was Pam Winters. And she was talking about giving. And I was just like, okay, we're talking about money. And she literally said these next words just like changed my whole perspective. And she said that giving is not just about money. It's, other things. And I'm going to talk about those other things that she said and other stuff that I discovered. So besides money, many ways of giving could be your time, your knowledge, your wisdom and experience, creative gifts for any of my creative people out there, your attention, because that's lacking in a lot of places. A lot of people, y'all need to work on really giving that attention, because y'all be ready to fight somebody when you don't get it, or you have a little attitude when you don't get your attention. But y'all need to learn how to give it. And it's okay, though. I can say that because there are two particular human beings that when I don't get my attention from them, I start acting funny. But it's okay, though. They used to this, and vice versa. When I don't give them attention, I'm threatened. But we're not going to get that far into that. Another way to give is your advice. And some of y'all give way too much of that, and people don't ask y'all for that. But that's a whole nother topic. And there's much more. You can be very creative with the ways you can give. Some of y'all are a little too creative. You know what? I ain't going to go there. I kind of want to go there because we all adults. Some people are real creative after hours. Y'all can fill in the blanks with that. But focusing on these, yes. So here's what I want to say. When you give to others, you are also like forming a connection with them. And the podcast is all about human connection and connecting with those around you. And giving is another form of creating those connections, because I'm sure you heard this before, but people may forget what you did for them in the future. You may do something now, they may forget what you did, but they won't ever forget how you made them feel. And that's very, very powerful. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that's cute. they'll feel, whatever. I'm gonna need you to remember what I did because I ain't have to do that. That was me back then, but it was cute. But now it's just like, wow, that's actually really powerful because I will say, in the past, I struggled with the giving part. Not that it was hard, but I just only looked at it as money. So when I started to give my time more to individuals, I noticed that these connections I was starting to form with different people. And we got close, they shared things with me. I shared stuff with them. And through the connection, I learned things. They learned things. They confessed things. I confessed things. It was just a really great connection being formed. Another thing was my knowledge on just different topics. And also my knowledge of not knowledge, but my ignorance as well on certain topics. Like I had really good friends who would ask me, hey, what do you think about this? And when I really don't know, I would tell them, hey, I don't want to lie to you. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty ignorant of that myself. So what I would recommend is you talk to this person who I know is really good at that. So I was always like a way I would do that. I may not can give them that knowledge, but I know someone who has the answers. So that was a way of giving hey, I can give you this connection. Wisdom and experience, a lot of wisdom and experience, especially with my spiritual background. There's lots of things that I went through and overcame, and I was able to share that with a lot of people who were in the same, I guess you can say in the same struggles that I was going through, discovering themselves, having questions, uncertainties, a little fear, especially fear about, their family and what they would think and blah, 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 being different. And I will say, in doing that, I have made some very amazing connections with a lot of people. I guess I could say around the world, because a lot of my friends, some of them, they are in different parts of the world. One is in South Korea. One is somewhere else. I don't even know where he's at. The other is, dang, that's actually bad. I swear we friends, y'all. I know I can't remember exactly where they're at right now, but we friends. We can I can just text them. But I've discovered when I gave with these connections, I gained so much more. And it's true what they say, when you give, you'll get it back, double, triple, whatever you want to call it. But I will say this too, and I believe this will definitely open your mind up as well, because it definitely did for me. When you receive, your blessings after you give, it may not come back in the same form of money. If you give something, here's an example. I may donate $20 or whatever to somebody or something, and I may not get $400, $4,000 back. If I do, thank you. If I don't, I've noticed that I've gained, we'll say, things that I needed in different areas of my life. So an example, gave the $20, but in return, I meet someone who tells me something that helped me with something that I was struggling with for months, and I told no one. And because I met that person, I got over that struggle. Now, that was to me, that was worth more than $20. I got peace of mind. I got whole. I wasn't empty as much. Another example would be, I may give my time. I'm going to be human. Some people I don't be wanting to give my time to, but at the time, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and just help the person. And though I didn't want to, and I was honest with myself, but I did anyways. So I was like, you know what? I would want someone to help me. So I gave up my time and I helped that individual. And what I got back was just this love and this bond from someone else in a different part of my life that was really cool. Oh my gosh, we bonded. I enjoyed that. So that was great. So I'm saying to you, you may give in one form, but you may get that, you will get that back in another form, and it's bigger and better than what you gave. And those connections with those people is it's you just like I said, it's just like the value of humans is amazing. Now I'm trying to give you a very live. Actually, here we go. Yes, we'll go back to business. My mentor would say, give, if you don't have that, when you don't have much money, that's when you need to give the most. And at the time, I'm gonna be honest, at the time I thought my mentor was crazy. I was like, but you not you're not getting what I'm saying, bruh. Like, I only have $5. And I don't know when I'm gonna get paid next. And I'm coming here, that tick on that gas tank it's getting real close to E. They getting real friendly. And you trying to tell me I need to give? Boy, I don't even know if I'm gonna get back across these tracks when I get home, bro. You talking about what? So, I thought he was a little different. But at the time, I was the one who was different because I didn't understand. And with that, I'm going to give you another little thing too. With the giving thing is let's just say if I was to choose not to listen and I was to keep doing what I was doing, I was putting more energy and belief in lack, right? And I didn't want that. He was teaching me, how to give, that you change your mindset into abundance, and when you give, it's like, okay, when you have plenty of something, you can just give it away. Like if you have plenty of clothes that you're not going to wear, oh, you want this? Here, take this. You want these pants? I only wore them once, I think. But bro, they still in the bag. They is? Well, take them. You know what I mean? You have so much of it, you don't care. So when you're in that mindset of that you are you abundantly have that, whatever it is that you're giving, you just give it away. And so what he would say is, give it away and stuff like that. Now I had to start small. You know what I mean? I had $5. So I give $2 to the homeless person, that's on the side of I-95 when I'm trying to get off and go east. But hey, anyways, so I would do that. I'm like, okay, let me do this. And I would notice, I would get more hours, a little bit at work, or someone would tip me more. And it always happens at work. Just doing that. Like I will go to work now and I don't really focus on the money too much. Like, I'm like, okay, like my coworkers are like, oh, well, you didn't have that many tests. I'm like, I am fine. I am blessed, child. I'm going to get it regardless because I know who I am and what I do. I'm going to get it regardless. And sure enough, I may go in there, blah, 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 blah. Don't give give good service. And then boom, I might meet a person who might give me a $25 tip or a $40 tip. And a bill is only $20 or $30. And I'm like, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm not shocked, but I'm grateful. And another thing is too, I could be low on money, guys. And I'm going to be real with y'all. It'd be recent. I'm like, okay, my funds a little low at the moment. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to give more. And I would see these opportunities. There's a friend I donated money for a challenge of hers. She's awesome. And I'm pretty sure she knows who she is by me saying this. She's awesome. So I donated money to her. There's other stuff that I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, let me slow down on the spending. But let me give as well because I'm not thinking, oh, this is it. Like, no, this is my time to give. And I get amazing stuff back, guys. It's ridiculous. Opportunities, people, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. You give, you're going to get it back in one way or another. I will also throw this in here. Be creative. Get very creative in a way that you can give because you may not can give your time. Some of you may be extremely busy. I'm gonna play with these a little bit so it can help you all. Instead of me just saying it, I want you to get creative. So as I'm going through this, find ways that work with your life. Some of you, I said time. Some of you may be super busy and you barely have even an hour for yourself. So okay, I can't really give my time. So what can you do if you're extremely busy? Let's just say you're in corporate America, you're doing something. If you're extremely busy in there, I'm pretty sure you're on the computer. You may see something funny that may remind you of an individual, or you may think about them. Sending a simple text. Hey, I was thinking of you. Just wanted to let you know I seen something was funny, made me laugh. You're awesome. Boom. Send a message. That's you giving, that you just gave a bit of your time. That's you giving, 20 seconds out of your super busy schedule to let that person, hey, I was thinking about you, blah, blah, blah. You gave that person a good energy. Boom, you gave. That's something. You can get creative with that. And even if you don't have those 20 seconds, you can find something. There's someone around you, who you may see who looks good, give them a compliment. Work with what you have. Be an alchemist. Use what's around you. There's people around you, which there are majority of the time. Give them a compliment. Find a creative way to give. Now, let's just say your knowledge. Some of you may feel like you're not really knowledgeable in a certain area, or you're not the smartest person down the street. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not the smartest person. Hell, I'm not even the smartest person in my group of friends. I'm like the box of rocks when it comes to my friends, because they know a lot of stuff and they just look at me like, bro, you stupid. And I'm like, and I said, me being me, I'm like, but I'm not really that much stupid though. And they just look at me like you're an idiot. And I'm like, what do you mean? But some of you may feel as though you don't have a lot of knowledge in a lot of different areas, but you would be very surprised that you are really, really good in some area if you really pay attention. Some of you may not be super book smart, but hey, some of y'all know these streets really well. Or some of you may know the ins and out of a computer, or some of you may be super, super good when it comes to directions and blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure you find something that you're really good at. You can share that with someone. Wisdom and experience. A lot of us have experiences, good, bad, and in between. And we gain wisdom from that. Good, bad, and in between. And you can give that, hopefully not the bad experience. Well, no, give them that because they need to learn. They can they can learn from you. Give that away. You may see someone who's doing something really, I don't want to judge, really different, and that could, hurt them. And some of us may call them another word. And you may see that, and that could be your opportunity to say, hey, Tyler, I see that you are about to light that firecracker in your mouth because it's funny. But let me tell you a funny story of what I did when I lit two firecrackers in my mouth. Share that with them, because Tyler might want to keep his teeth, and if Tyler ignores you, that's Tyler, share that. A creative gift. Now, some of you may not be artistic. Some of you may not be creative, and that is okay. But I'm sure you know someone who is. I'm sure you know someone who loves flowers. So put two and two together. This person loves flowers. I know a person who can draw flowers. They love red, whatever flowers. Hey, guy, could you make this whatever for her? Oh my gosh, yes. You just gave a person some money because you wanted to give someone a gift. Boom. There you go. It works out. Your attention. Now, that'd be nice. Be nice. Don't go there. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Your attention. Some people would like your attention really, really much. Yeah, and I said that on purpose. And you just give that to them. Even if you feel like you're dying inside, just 2 minutes of their attention. Of your attention, like, oh yeah, show interest. Just be there and listen. Now, some of y'all, be nice. Some of y'all want attention, but y'all don't want to give it. I would advise that you work on kind of really giving that attention, because when you don't get it, you start to act up, and that's a no-no. You don't want to do that. So, yeah, work on that if that's something that you struggle with. But, if you do struggle with giving that person attention, give them a gift or something that will help them, Now, let me get off of that because I feel me trying to go there. And advice. Lastly, advice. A lot of us give advice, but I will say this, though, to you. I will say this for advice because this is something that I struggle with. Gosh, I'm giving you guys a lot of nuggets. Y'all are amazing. I will say this when it comes to advice. A lot of people give what I've learned. I can't say what I called. What I have learned, a lot of people give unwanted advice. And I know some of y'all like, and I know y'all got like 3 people off the bat who give y'all unwanted advice. Like, I ain't even ask you for that. I was just telling you what was going on. I ain't even finished the conversation, and you over here trying to give me advice, and it's not even about me. It's about Cheryl. But anywho, okay. You know what I mean? So for some of us, when you want to give advice, ask the person, do you want me to give you advice on that? Or you want me to listen? And don't say it in a slick way, but, say it in a way where you're really trying to understand. Like, you're looking at them like, hey, you want me to give you advice on that? Or are you just venting? You just want me to listen? Either way, I'm fine. I just wanted to know. And they'll thank you for that. They'll probably look at you different. Like, oh, wow, okay, no one's ever asked me that. But, hey, because sometimes people just want to vent. And when you give unwanted advice, people are kind of like, okay. And they just like, you kind of damper the conversation a bit. So for the advice part, ask the person if they want the advice or to listen. And, for some of us who are aware of that, when we ask that, freely give it. You can give that to them. So with that, that's about it, guys. I've given you all of these different things and different ways of giving, so it should be no problem at all. So if people come around you and say, God dang it, you're a taker, and you can say, no, I caught myself. And by the way, this is totally random, but my one good friend I know is going to be listening to this podcast, who suggested that I drink water before the podcast. I want you to know, when I drink that water, I be cussing. And I'm trying to be good here, and you got me. You almost got me cussing. And this water is staring at me right now on my desk. So I'm not going to do it, because if I do it, I might cuss. And we're trying to be wholesome on this podcast, okay? Now, as I was going to say, so I give you guys, different things. And if someone comes to you and say, God dang it, you a taker, and you can say, you out your frackle-knackle mind. I give. What do you mean? I don't see you give. You don't get nobody money. It's like, and that's when you start to feel yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? You kind of like, Oh, you ready for them. You don't attack them yet, but you let them know. You give them facts, them receipts. Well, I don't see you giving nobody money. Oh, okay, well, that's okay. Because I ain't asked you to look for me. I ain't asked you to look at the money that's coming out. But did you notice I gave this person time? Did you notice I gave this person advice, wisdom, knowledge, attention? Oh, well, that don't count. No, it does. But you ain't see that. But it's okay, though. I was where you was at. But now you've been educated. Now back up off me. You know what I mean? Don't say it like that, though. That's not nice. Now, unless you really know them and you can do that, by all means, do that and then some. Add some extraness to this. But if you don't know them, just, say, oh, okay. And then keep it walking. Nobody, they don't deserve a response. This is just me I'm just acting up. But for real, you literally can be a giver easily. And now it does not have to be money. So with that being said, I would like to give a special shout out to my god sister, Crystal Circe. She is amazing. She's supported the podcast. This past weekend, actually, or Thursday. Yeah, this past Thursday, she supported a podcast by buying a shirt. And so she's supporting it. And also a lot of other people have been asking me about the shirts. And it's on the website, guys. And I would just want to say to my god sister, I appreciate you greatly. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the podcast. And also know that you're not just supporting the podcast. You're literally supporting like the movement for human connection in this very fast-paced age of technology, which I love. But when y'all humans start dropping the ball and can't have a conversation with another human next to you, we need to start, doing better. But with that being said, that is the end of this episode. You guys are amazing. And again, for whatever it is that you are trying to do out here and achieve and succeed in, I hope you get it. I hope everything you've been praying for and asking for, you get it. I wish you much success. And like I said, last time I threw some of y'all off, I wish you some failure too, so you can learn from it and grow. I wish you evolution in your life. And y'all just awesome. For real. And thank you guys for the other stuff too. Like, you guys have been like hitting me up and like throwing some suggestions. Like, you guys are amazing. So interviews will be coming soon. We just getting the Wi-Fi stuff around me finalized, and then we'll have some nice good connections. And then, hey guys, you're going to be having some different people on here, so be ready for that. So that being said, guys, I will talk to you very soon. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Later.